Good evening and welcome to the real world. The Ravid writes that there were times that Klal Yisrael was very threatened by the Kara'im, by the Karaites. There were people who believed to a certain degree in Tersha B'Ksav. They didn't believe in Tersha B'Alpeh. They did everything that they could to weaken the fundamentals and to pull people of Yiddishkeit, to pull people towards them. I know now it sounds like a weird temptation to join the Karaites, but they were once a thing. And the Ravid writes about them. He writes different ways you could know that they're not the real deal, that they're not legitimate. And he writes, if you read the Sfarim and the letters and the message from their leaders, their Gedalim, he says you'll never find any Sefer Nechamis, anything that's comforting or anything that lifts a person up and makes a person feel good. Our leaders, our Gedolei Torah, were also the greatest sources of comfort and solace that we had. What he was saying was, the Ravid, that until this day you find Gedolei Yisrael are not just the biggest Talmidei Chachamim or the greatest teachers of Torah, the biggest Yerei Shemayim, biggest, most Alachidim, the people who care about other Jews. The hallmark of being Gadol Yisrael, Hasidish, Litvish, Sephardi, whatever kind of Gadol, is that they care about other people, they care about Yidden, and that they're there for Yidden, that they're devoted. The source of that is a pasuk in the Sixth Parsha. Moshe Rabbeinu asked the Eibishter, Yifkid Kel Elokei Ruchos Yishaleitim. Moshe Rabbeinu says, my days are numbered. Give Klal Yisrael a leader. Make sure that there'll be a manig after me. V'loyeh Adas Hashem Katzain Asher Ein Lahem Raya. Klal Yisrael should not be a shepherdless flock. What are the words of the pasuk? V'loyeh Adas Hashem, I think. Katzain Asher Ein Lahem Raya. Really, you should say Katzain B'li Raya, like sheep that don't have a shepherd. What's Katzain? Like sheep that they do not have for themselves a Raya. So the Sfarim explained that Moshe Rabbeinu was saying there's sheep that have a shepherd, but it's not their shepherd. That means he's hired. Somebody owner has a big herd of sheep. He has a flock of sheep. He has somebody to be the shepherd. The guy looks after them. When the person who watches the sheep owns them, when it's his own sheep, he cares much more. Every little whimper, every thirsty sheep makes a difference to him. Every wound on a sheep makes a difference to his sheep. Katzain Asher Ein Lahem Raya. He says, let the Gedalim be people that the sheep is theirs. That the shepherd belongs to the sheep and the sheep to the shepherd. The Klal Yisrael's Gedalim are always people not just who are here to teach Torah, to be leaders. Look in the world, look at the Israel, they also have leaders. But the people aren't led, the people don't have their leaders. Someone told me over once, an older Yid, not a friend, one of the Tziddik Yerushalayim, he learned the Neitz Chaim by Rabbi Zalman Meltzer. Rabbi Zalman, he said, a Bacher asked him a question shir one day. It was very weak, it wasn't a very strong Bacher, and the question was a very weak question. Rabbi Zalman stopped in shir, and Rabbi Zalman could argue in learning, but he didn't. He seemed to take the question seriously. He listened, he pondered, he considered it for a little bit. He asked the Bacher. Bacher repeated the question, and Rabbi Zalman said, I hear what you're asking, maybe because like this, and then they continued. And the Talmidim were very disturbed after. It wasn't a good kasha. The guy took 20, 30, 40 seconds out of shir with his interruption, and Mrs. Alman let it go, and he didn't understand it. So one of them finally went to Mrs. Alman and said, it wasn't such a good kasha. Why did the rabbi give him so much cover? So he says, I'll tell you the truth. I saw somebody come in the middle of shir and stand in the back, like a strange, unfamiliar man. Not a Talmud, not somebody who ever comes to shir. So I thought to myself, he's probably here to check out a boy for his daughter. Then about 2 minutes later, this Bacher asked a kasha. So I said, 2 plus 2. That Bacher is probably the one who is checking it. That Bacher sees that he's here also, so he wants to impress him. So how could I not do my part in helping him look good? He's a nice Bacher. He's a good Bacher. He means well. I just try to make him look a little better. Now, that's what it means to be a raya. To say shir is a leader. To say shir, but also think about the dignity and the covet, and to have that Bacher on your mind and in your heart, that's Tain Asher Ein Lahem Raya. That was the tefillah of Moshe Rabbeinu. That's what it was like until today.